Hope you know that one of the key aspects of a business is customer service. And imagine you have a system that your clients can just send a message. Okay, I want to know about this product. Okay, how is your service like? How much do you charge for this? And then they don't have to wait for 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, 4 hours to get accurate response. And that's what I've built anyway. So this is AI system, and it's going to serve as your customer service representative, and is going to answer your clients accurately based on your business. It's going to set your business, and then it's going to give your client accurate response. So let me just show you how it works. And okay, so I built this for d.dot Realtor. So it's a real estate business. Okay, and the customer want to buy a bungalow in Bagada, and then this is the budget. And don't forget that when a client is sending this kind of message, know that you're not the only one he's sending it to. So which means that the person they will go for is the person with, or the business or the company with, the fast response. So now the client actually just sent this, and then the business is going to receive it, and after receiving it, it's actually going to go live to be active. So there's no need for this kind of execution again. So but let me just manually execute because of the tutorial sake. So let me just go back here, and then we'll see when it gets the response. And here, boom. Now see the time the client sent the message. This is 2:01, and then we got it 2:02, just a minute. And now see this is it. Okay, so this is the name of the client. Dear Dafshoes, thank you for reaching out. I'm excited to assist you in your search for a bungalow in Bagada, because this is what the client asked for. And then these are just property recommendations. See, family home in Bagada, and what's the amount? Price 85,000, the type, and then see. And it's also going to give the next step. I recommend scheduling a viewing for the properties above, or I can provide additional options based on your preference. And yeah, and this is it. Best regard, Damilare, Senior Customer Service Manager, d.dot, and then this is it. The client can continue this conversation, and then it's just going to be like you are chatting with a dedicated customer service for you alone. It's the same thing if you are chatting with a lot of clients. You can do that at the same time. This is what the project is about. So now let's go to the execution, the workflow, how to run it. So now we have these workflows. Don't worry, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Don't allow it. It should not scare you. So the first one here is actually the trigger. And what's a trigger? So because we need the company's knowledge base. So that knowledge base means what we want the people to know about. If they search for this, do we want them to get that information? So all the information is like FAQ, like frequently asked questions, inquiries about the properties, or whatever you want the client to know, that you don't have to be the one to respond to them. We're going to put it in a record, and let me just show you my own. Okay, so this is just what I have for d.realtor. So this is it. So now these are the property listings. See, we have them in categories: mid-range, residence. We have them in categories. And okay, these are even agents, senior agents, so you can recommend agents, and the contacts are there as well. And then okay, neighbor guides. So anything you want the customer to know about, that is the knowledge base. Now see, real estate processes and legal information. Whatever you want the customer to know, we're going to put it inside a document. And so this is, and then there's contact information, social media, and also in case they want to reach out. So this is the knowledge document. So we're going to put it inside a document, and now that it's inside a document, we're going to put it inside the Google Drive. Yes, and that's why we are using Google Drive trigger. So, and what this does is what we want is just to search that drive every minute, and then yes, so we're just going to locate the folder. And the first thing first, definitely you need to connect your credentials. You need to connect your credentials. Please let me know if you want a special tutorial on how to connect your Google Drive credentials. But because I don't want this tutorial to be long, I wouldn't be, maybe I'm going to have a special tutorial on that. It's going to be too long if I do that. So you're going to connect your credentials and then folder. So you're going to, since you're already connected to your Google Drive, so you're going to have these different folders, all the folders you have here. So now I'll just look for where I have FAQ. So this is FAQ. Now that this is FAQ, I already selected it, and then what do we want it to do is actually to look for a file that is created. So which means if you want to add another knowledge base, you can put it there. So this is the exact one it's going to fetch. So then what I'm going to do, so I'm going to click fetch test event. So what we should get now, okay, so we should get the document. So display name, so we should get the document. So to be able to see very well, let's just click on the table, and if we should look for, let's look for the column that has the name. You can see d dot relative FAQ and knowledge document. So that's that. So what we now need to do is we need to download that document itself, that PDF. And so that's why we are going to add another Google Drive node. So, and how do you do that? Just come here, click on plus Google Drive, search for Google Drive, and this is it. So it's going to show you something. Then okay, what do you need to do? It's just download file. Click on download file. Once you click download file, you're going to put in your credentials. Then this is file download. Since we already fetched that same document, so just come here, then change it. Instead of by file list or by URL, just go to by ID, and then where's the ID? If you should check here, you will see ID come down. Let's just collapse this. Let's collapse this permission. Collapse. You will see. Okay, so this is the ID. This is ID. So this ID is actually for a specific project. Since we already for a specific document, the document we already got. So this is it. Then just come here and then drag it here, and that's why you see stable. And that's that. So once I execute, we'll be able to download that file itself. And then yes, we have it. And because it is PDF, we're going to be having it as a binary. And so now that we have the document, we have the knowledge base. Now what we now need to do is we need something that is called a vector database. And what that does is not like the normal database, but don't let us go into deep detail. So we need to put it in a place where our LLM, large language model, let's say OpenAI now, will be able to fetch the information from. You see that even though we have downloaded it here, you still cannot get the document itself. It's just in a binary form. You can't get the text. So the LLM cannot even access it like this. So we need to put it in a database, and in this case it's going to be a vector database. And the vector database we are using Qdrant. You can use any vector database of your choice. You can use Supabase, you can use Pinecone. So in my case, I'm using Qdrant. So what you just need to do is just come here, click on plus Qdrant, then you will see Qdrant vector store. So when you click on it, and what you're going to do is, because you want to add a document to it, so you go for this add document to vector store. And when you click on it, add document, you will have to also put in your credentials. This one I will have to show us how to do that. So just go to your browser and then do Qdrant. So Google should be able to give you the website. So Now that we have this, just click on it, your Qdrant vector database, and then click on get started, since I assume this is your first time of using Qdrant. And then continue with Google, and then your email. So continue. And then now that we have this, so there's a need for you to create a free cluster. So let's just say automation project. Okay, so this is it. So you can just leave it at Google, and then this. Okay, and then just because we are using a free cluster, so just create free cluster. So now this is your API. You're going to be using this API. This is your API, and then you have to click on copy it, copy your API, come here, add. So this is your API. You have to input your API here, and then the Qdrant URL is this. This is a URL. This is a URL. You copy your URL here. This is your URL. Just copy it and then put it here, and then you can save. So you can just change your name. I don't know. Save it. Once you save it, and then yes, you're connected, and this is it. So now that you're connected, so what you now need to do is you have to choose a collection. Now a collection is going to be a specific, it's like a table, so it's going to be a specific one for this project itself, for this specific knowledge base that we want to create. So what you need to do is you have two options to do this. Either you go back to your Qdrant. So then you come here, access to create a collection. You come here, access cluster. So when you have this, you already have this load sample vector database. So you can just come here. This, you can see collections here. Click on it, create collection. When you create a collection, you give it a name. Let's say FAQ, FAQ, or d.realtor. So just continue, and then yes, just don't worry about this global search. Then simple embedding is fine, and the dimension, just go for this OpenAI embedding 3 small. So leave it, choose metric, leave it as cosine, then continue. Then don't worry, just finish, and then you're fine. So you already have this. And if you go back to your execution, your workflow, if you come here now, okay, so now if you come here from list, search, you will see here, FAQ d.realtor, or the easiest option is this. Just come by ID, just type any name you put here is going to create, let's just do FAQ. It's going to create a collection for you by default, instead of having to go to, I think this is still the easiest way, instead of having to go to your Qdrant to go and create that collection. So this is still easier. So, and embedding, this is fine. You're fine, just come outside. Now we have this. So let me just delete this, so because I actually want to show you how you can create it by yourself. Now this is it. You already have this. What you now need to do is you need a the document loader. So what this is going to do is going to be the one to push your knowledge base document inside the Qdrant vector store itself. So just click the default data loader, and because this is binary data, So what you just need to do is, instead of JSON, just click on binary, and then what you want to do, you want to load all input data. So just leave it as this, load all input data, and then yes, the data format automatically, this is fine. And now text splitting. Why do you need text splitting? Because if you just put all the documents into your database, as heavy as it is, it's going to be a struggle for LLM to read the document as a whole. They actually perform well if you give them between 500 and 1000 documents. So what we are now going to do is, this loader, we're going to add a splitting. It's going to split it for us. So we can use split every, but because we don't want to use overlapping is very great, but let's just go for custom. So when you go to custom, you're going to see text splitter here, because it's, like I said, we can't just push all that document as a whole into the vector database. So we need something that's going to split it into maybe 500 into 1000. So we call it chunks. So it's going to chunk it, the way you slice your onions. If you put your whole onions into soup, the outcome, but if you slice it, it's way sweeter. So that's just the essence of this as well. So we're going to chunk it into 1000 characters. So then we already have a text splitter. Then we're going to use recursive character text splitter, and then yes, chunk size, let's say 1000 is fine, it's great. And chunk overlap, we don't need any, so let's just leave it. So let's just leave it this way. And now the next thing, you see that we still have this X, so we need embedding document. So what this embedding is going to do is that if you want to interact with the database, it's not going to interact with just a plain words. So it needs this embedding. So what this embedding does is it's going to convert it to numbers. So that number is what we're going to use to interact with the vector database itself. So now let's add an embedding document. So we're going to be using OpenAI embeddings. You don't even need any settings. So since you already have your OpenAI connected, so this is it, you have it connected. So the model, ensure that you use the same model you use in creating the vector, the Qdrant. But if it's default, this is going to be your default. So now the model, text embedding 3 small, this is still one of the cheapest. So you go with this, and then you're fine, you're not executing anything. And then you can see it is just the same as what I have. See, this is it. It's the same as what I created. This, and then our splitter. So I can just delete it. Let me delete it. I don't need it again. So we already have this. And then, so what we now need to do is just to execute it. So when we execute it, you can, so let me just show us. We created 2 collections. One is what we created here. Another one is what we created we created on the n8n workflow itself. And if I should restart it, you will see that we don't have it there. This is still what we have, fact dot. So if I execute it, now see what's going to happen. So what it's doing now is storing the document after chunking. This has already chunked it into 1000 per character, and this is embedding it. And then now we already have it. Now we have a success. So if you go to the collection now, and let me just restart, you will see FAQ there, and now we already have FAQ. And see points, you see we have 22. This is 0 because we didn't use it. This doesn't have any information, doesn't have any data at all, no point. And if we should open this now, so it has already chunked it. See this point, we have 22. So it has already chunked our knowledge base document into 22 chunks. So that means each chunks have 1000, and now we have 22. So if we should click on it now, we're going to have all the documents. See the content we have. See, we already have this. This is one, and this is another one. This is in our content. So this is another one. So like that, and then say okay, we can load more, but we don't have issues with all this. So now that we already have our documents stored inside our database, our vector database, so let's just try to interact with it like manually. So instead of using email now, so let's just use our chat node. So now we're going to be using our chat node. So we already know how to get to your chat node. So just come here, chat, and then you have chat trigger. And then after that, we need we need an LLM. We need an agent. So you actually don't need agent for this. You can just use your OpenAI to execute this. But yes, so I use agent, and an agent, in short, I didn't even give you anything. It's just you are an helpful assistant. So but this is going to be getting the prompt from the chat itself, the chat node itself, and then the chat model I use OpenAI model, and then the tool, because you need to, when you send a message, the agent or the LLM is going to search using the Qdrant vector. That's where we store our knowledge into. So we're going to be attaching this. So now what you just need to do is come to your tools plus and then search Qdrant vector store. So click on it, and then what do? You already have your credentials stored. This is it, and the operation, you don't need to do anything here. Now description, this description, it is very, very important. This tool to access the FAQ database, and then what's the database? What collection are we going to be getting it from? You know that we don't have any data, any information on this inside this. So just click on your FAQ and then limit, make it 4. So that's fine. Include metadata, that's also fine. And what else? So we need embedding as well. Like what I said, embedding is what is going to convert your text into numbers. That's when we'll be able to interact with the vector database itself. So we're still going to use the same embedding, OpenAI. It's fine. And then we have it. So you can see it's the same. It is the same. So let me just delete this. Let me delete this. So you can see it's just the same as what we have before. So we already have this now. So now let's send a message to interact with our knowledge base. So open chat. I want to buy a property in Bagada, and my budget is 200 million. So let's just give it okay. Now what is happening? We are ready. So it's already searching. You can see now we already have green. So it has already searched the what's it called? The vector store, the knowledge base. And now see the response we have here in Bagada, which is a family-oriented residential area in good road, with good road network. And the average property prices range from 60 million to 120 million. So it's not showing that okay, here is one available property in Bagada. This is 4-bedroom semi-detached house, priced 85 million. And if we should check our knowledge base, you will see that we have that. So let's just search for Bagada. So this is it. Let's search for where is Bagada. Okay, now this is Bagada. Okay, now you can see family home, Bagada price 85 million. See size. So it's not something that is going to just think of answer on its own. No, it's going to answer based on your knowledge base. So this gets you. That's why you don't have to be scared of the response the AI will give to your client. No, it's going to give you exactly what is in your document. See what we have: neighborhood. We have Bagada family friendly community, and yes, the agent and then yes, features solar panels, water treatment, security house. If you should check our see, it's going to give you that as well. See features: solar panels, water treatment, security house. So it is exactly what you have that is going to, so it's just going to construct it in a way that is suitable instead of just pick and dump. It's just going to tell you that, okay, in Bagada, which is a family-oriented residential area with good road network, the average property price range from this, and then you have it. Ask for any other information. So far it is in your knowledge base, it is, and we can do it in a way that even if it is not in your knowledge base, it's going to refer that agent to, or it's going to send an agent contact as a response that, okay, this thing that you're asking for, can you contact this agent to get exact information? So you have it, and this is very good one. So now, how do we now ensure that we connect it to our email or to the business email or to the customer service email, so that when they send an email to your business, they are going to get this same information that you have access to? And now, so now that takes us to the second workflow that we have here, which is the customer support workflow. And because we are connecting it to the Gmail, and that's why we're going to be starting with Gmail trigger. And you already know how to search that, so just call me a plus here, then Gmail. So because we already have this trigger, it's not going to give you trigger, but no, it's even, so once you come here, you see the trigger down, so see the trigger here, and then so message received. So now let's just enter here, and then we see. Now you will have to connect your Gmail credential as well, or OAuth API to it as well. I will do a separate tutorial on that so that it doesn't take time. And now every minute, so what we're saying is that check my Gmail every minute. So once you receive any message, I want you to okay, just help me fetch it. Just help me fetch the message that you get. And so event message received, that's why I said the message received event. Any message that is received, that's just the only thing that you need to do here. And when you receive that, and okay, so when we execute, you can see now that we have this. It's going to give you this, all of this, but the major thing we are interested in is just the text. And if you should scroll down, you will see the text here. Okay, so this is a text. I want to buy a bungalow in Bagada, and my budget is around 200 million. So this is another one I sent. So, and then that's what we are actually particular about. So, and then we have a text classifier, so that in case he's sending another message that we don't have answer for, it won't do anything. So that's why, okay, let me just show you the text classifier. Now, this is the text. Now, I was saying that what we're after is the text, and then this is a text, just under text. You can see the text here, just under the text. This is the text, and that's why we have this. I want to buy a bungalow in Bagada, and that's why we have this here. So now, the category, we have a buyer inquiry. So it's going to categorize the email. Is it buyer inquiry? In this case, it is buyer inquiry. That's why we have the output. That's why this output follow the buyer inquiry. And then the second one, we have renter inquiry. So if the email is about rentage, you want to rent a property or so, and then there's another seller inquiry. Okay, you want to sell a property, and this is it. Another inquiry, you want to invest. Then another one, let's say legal or process question. You want to ask, okay, if I'm doing this, what's the legal process? What's the legal process? So that's that. And then another one, general support. Like, okay, just asking about the company's information, agent contact, appointment scheduling, and that's and then others is okay, just outside of it. So let's say another email just came in, and it's not even about your business, it's about something else. So that's going to be part of the others that is not related to real estate business. So that's why we are having this text classifier. So when an email that doesn't have anything to do with real estate comes, so that's why we said, you know what, this is what we want you to do. Just come here and then do nothing. Don't do anything. No operation. And how do you get that? Just come to your do nothing, and then you have this operation. It's just come here. So it's going to get it, but it won't do anything with it. But aside these others, Other ones, what you just need to do is just pass the message. And again, because the text identifier or classifier cannot do it by itself, so we're going to have to connect LLM to it as well. In this case, we're using OpenAI to help us with the classification. And so once the message is around this inquiries, just pass the message to AI agent. We have AI agent here, and then that's why we have this the client name. Okay, so that's why we have the text. So it's just the same text is going to pass to it, and then we have our client name because we need it when you want to construct a message. This is the client name, and then this is the text that the client sent. And after this, we have our system message. This system message is very, very important. So we say you are real estate AI assistant, D.Realty, and overview. You are a professional real estate customer service agent for D.Realty and a premium real estate, so blah blah blah, and all that, and then your capabilities is this. And so since I'm going to be giving us this workflow for free, you'll be able to have access to the system message. So it is actually well crafted because you need it, and it's also going to sign the signature will sign off as best regards Damlara Yola. And if I should open the same message that I tested with, you can see best regard Damlara Yola, senior customer service manager, Realty, and then we have this. That's just exactly what we asked it to do. See, sign up as this, and then we have this. So this is very, very important. And after this, the same process we followed the other time, that we use the chat node to get the accurate, exact response from our knowledge base. The same thing we're going to do. So we're going to search for this tool, and then we're going to be using Qdrant vector. You already know how to do that. Just call me a plus and then search for Qdrant, and then you click on it. So let me just open it. Now that you've clicked on it, you have this. You connect your credentials. So you already have it, and then the description is this. Description is also very important. Call this tool to access comprehensive information about the .realty property listing and all that. And then it is very important. This collection is very important. It is very important, the from list. If you choose a wrong list, you will get another thing entirely. You won't get in short, you won't even get anything good, and you're going to mislead your AI agent. So ensure that you are choosing the right collection, and then it's the same setup, everything the same. You include your metadata, and then what else? And then you add your embeddings. This embedding is very important. It won't even load if you don't add embeddings to it. And then after that, what do you need to do? You just send because okay, so after you already gotten this, it's going to search, and then that's why we have this. Your search for a bungalow. This is the output itself. The agent already got it after sending the message to the Qdrant to get the what's it called, the information that the customer is asking for. So, and then it's going to use it to construct a well response output to the agent. And then what we now need to do is just to send the response back to the person, the customer that sent the message. And then what do we need to do? Just go to your what's it called, to your plus here, then search for Gmail, and then you already have Gmail. What do you want to do? You want to actually reply a message. And so let's just come here, and then you see operations reply. And then since it is a response, since you are replying, you need to get the message ID of the person that sent you the email. That's why this message ID is needed. And where's the ID? If you go back to your Gmail trigger, see the ID. This is the ID. This is the ID. So it can never miss the road. It can never miss it. It is specifically for that person. So that's why we have this ID. And then what text? So we're going to be email type is going to be text, not HTML. It's going to be text. We can do HTML, but we are using text here. And then what's the message? This is the message. Since you are responding back to that person, you are just going to drag this output. It's just going to drag the output to it, and then you're fine. See, it's going to give you a subject, your search for a bungalow, and then this is the message there, that shoes, this is the name, and that's also append. So this append is needed because if you don't, it's going to sign it as okay, n8n send this message to you. So what you just need to do, just come here, you will see the append. Okay, let me just delete it and show you. So just come here and then see append n8n attribute. So it's going to give you on, then just off it, and then you are fine. And if you execute it, or you will see that okay, it has been sent already. And why do you need this? This is very, very important because it's going to help you to keep track of what your customer support AI has done. It's going to, if you should open it now, this is my own. Now it's going to keep track of the message he has responded to, the date, the time, the sender name, the sender ID, the sent email itself, and then the response. So this is going to help, instead of having to go to your Gmail to start going back to your sent, check, okay, what did you do here? What was the message? So this is just going to give you everything. You don't have to do that stress again. And so that's why we have this. And then so this is it. So what you just need to do is just come here, plus click on search for Google Sheet. Just come here, and then what do you want to do? You want to append a row in Sheet. So what you're going to do, you have to, what's it called, connect your credentials. I will do a special tutorial like I said. So what the resources is going to be sheet within the document, not outside the document, within the document, because you are using Google Sheet. And then operation append a row, that's what we want to do. And then document. So what you need to do, let's go to, okay, so just come to your Google Drive, whatever folder you want to create it, just come here, new, and then what you want to do is create a Google Sheet. And then you create your Google Sheet, and then you're fine. You label it the name you want, and then after doing that, you just come here, and then what you do is from list, what list. So it's going to, when you click on this, it's going to show you all the lists, all the Google Sheet list that you have. And then we have this AI customer service update. That's the name I use for my own. Say we have an AI customer service update. And then so after clicking on it, come here, you're going to, the sheet number is very important, because see, what's the sheet now? So we have this now, sheet 1. You can have a lot of sheet here, so you can rename it to something else you want. And so let's go back. Okay, so you already choose the sheet you want to look into, and then mapping column mode. So we want to do manually instead of automatically, just do manually. So and now, so this is now the date. Where's the date? You have to go back to your Gmail trigger. If you scroll down, you will see the date there. Oh no, now this is the date. Date as the date, the time. So just come here and then drag in the date here. And then the sender, we have the sender here. We have the sender is the name. So just come, you see from, and then this is the name. Drag it inside. And then what else? The message ID. We already have the message ID as well. So this is the message ID. Drag it inside the message ID. And then the sent email, which is the text itself. This is the text itself. Then drag it inside there. And then what else? The AI response. So the AI response is at the top, the AI agent. You see the output. This is the output. You also drag it here. And then what do you have? You just execute, and then you are fine. You are fine. Once it is active, then you are fine. And then you have a solid customer support AI agent. Is going to ease your stress, and it's also going to help your business efficiency. You know, people have issues with customer service. You tell that, okay, I send you a message since over many years, how many hours, few days, and then you have not responded. You just save yourself from this. So this is what we have built. If you want to do something like this for your business, you can reach out, and then if you want to get this on for yourself as well, if you check the description below, you're going to have the free workflow. And yes, I think that's just all that we need. And then I will put the Qdrant. I'm going to put in the Qdrant website in the description as well. So yeah, thank you. This is what I do, and then I'm glad I'm doing this. Thank you very much. Please, you can click a like, subscribe, and watch out for the next video coming up. Bye.